Hello everyone, welcome back to another segment. I originally wanted to do the 401k segment of my four pillars of investing, but I'm going to hold that off till later tonight. I wanted to talk about the demographics of investing, and specifically just kind of go over the demographics of it, but more specifically break it down between races and just showing people how investing affects each race. I know it's a touchy subject and it's not trying to put one down over the other. It's just you have to realize how many boundaries there are, and also the boundaries between men and women looking for investing, and looking at the demographics of my channel. I mean, quite a few views, not a lot, but enough to, we're over 1,000 total views, so it means 1,000 people, and 96% are male, 38% are female. What does it say here? 47% of males between 25 and 34, 18 to 24-year-old males, 36%, and then 35 to 44 is 11%, and then a little bit of 45 to 54. With women just being in the 25 to 34 at 3.8%. So it just shows how people's mindsets affect how you invest. And that's what I really wanted to talk about with the demographics video. But this is kind of a touchy subject for me because I want being a black man in America, it's like black people don't invest like they should. As far as the other races, and being from a mixed family where one half is white, one half is black, one half is Southern Baptist, one half is Jewish. So it's just kind of interesting to see how that plays out, because the Jewish side, all you talk about is how to better yourself, how to not only better yourself spiritually, but they also mentally prepare you to invest, to save your money, to make sure you're making your money work for you and make wise decisions for you. I'm not saying all Jewish families are like that, but mine was. It wasn't a prevalent topic, but it was always get out of college. The first thing I did was set up a Roth IRA. The next thing I did was make sure I got a job with a 401k. Then I started putting my money in CDs and bonds, but by the time I started growing, I started putting money into the stock market and investing in myself. I noticed on my black side of my family, they're not even paying attention to it. They're not even thinking about it. It's make it and spend it is kind of the mentality. You make $1,000, you spend $1,000. Don't worry about saving for rent. You should have that when that check comes. Like, that's the type of, they live paycheck to paycheck. And that's kind of frustrating. That's frustrating for me to watch, and it's frustrating for someone to be in that situation, because everybody wants to get out of that situation. Everyone who's living paycheck to paycheck wants to get out of that situation. And putting $20 aside to start investing in the stock market can help you get out of that situation. Finding a job that offers 401k, pushing your advancement, starting to buy stuff with cash rather than loans or credit cards, that all helps. That all helps greatly. And what I have to say is that when you look at a white family, typically finance is not talked about a lot, and despite what most blacks think, not a lot of white people are good with their money either. And that's something I also would like to kind of enlighten people about. Is I would say 90% of people are not really savvy with money. Now, some people are more inclined to save, but when it comes to investing and making money, make your money work while you do other things, 90% of people don't pay attention, don't do it, don't even really want to know how it works. And I wouldn't say they're ignorant, they're just, some people think it's too complex for them. And in reality, investing is very simple. It's very simple to invest, find good stocks. I mean, you see it out when you go out to work, you see it when you're shopping, you see it everywhere. I mean, if you have kids, you see what to invest in. Are they watching a lot of Disney movies, Disney related products? And do you think you're the only family that's that heavily into Disney? Then look up Disney and see how well they're making money, see how they're performing, and make your decision based on that. If you have teenagers, what do they want? Or do they want the Galaxy, or do they want an iPhone? Make your investment. Like, there's simple things like that you see every day that can help you invest, that most people hold. Like, oh, I don't know how to invest. And typically, that's how white people who don't know how to invest, like, I don't know how to invest, but they know how to save. And that's for a majority. That's not saying all, that's saying a majority. I know this is going to be a controversial video, but my goal is to, as I do this, is to hope that I can get more black people to invest. Out of all the firms out there, I would say for about every maybe 150, 160 investment financial services firms, one of them is probably black run or black owned, or has black people working in there. When you look in the financial industry, there's not a lot. There are some, but there's not a lot. Enough for diversification, but not a lot. And it goes for just minorities, period. And the stereotype is that, and you'll hear this from a lot of, if you go talk to that hundreds of minorities, if investing is perceived as a white man's game, and that's not even close to true. You can everybody can play this game, and everybody can play it well. They just need to do two things: withdraw the emotions, because you gotta have the laser line focus 10 times better than a Navy SEAL, because losing money, it hurts. Because it's your money, you worked hard for it. You got up every day, you did your job, you got extra money. You don't want it to go down, but you have to come to the realization that you will lose money on days in the stock market. Everybody does. From billionaires to multi-billion-dollar hedge funds, to us who just invest for ourselves in small cap investment portfolios. You're going to lose money. And hedging against it is a hard thing to learn, but you got to learn from your mistakes and you got to move forward. And that's kind of like what I want people to do. Take the emotion out of it. If you take the emotion out of it, you'll do fine. Second thing is, don't hold yourself back and saying, well, I don't see any of my family members doing it, so I'm not going to do it. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. What it means is you should do it, because you should set the example for your family. I know my parents, my dad's white, my mom's black, they don't invest. My dad is tried and true. Save your dollar, save everything you can, get your pension, and get your Social Security. That's his plan. That's fine. That's his level of risk. That's his comfortability with risk. He does not want to risk anything in the market. Mom's a little bit riskier, but she claims she doesn't understand it. But I started investing, and I started doing really well. So what happened? They knew they didn't understand it, so they started asking me questions. They started learning, and I started helping them with the portfolio. And it's just slowly but surely they're going to get into investing and start really maximizing their retirement savings. And that's what I hope someone takes out of this video is, if you are interested in investing and you're the only one in your family doing it, do it. Because you're going to set an example for your family that they should start doing it, because they're going to see your success. Even though if you start with nothing, you're going to be frustrated at first with not seeing the level of success you might think you're going to get. That's okay. That's okay if you get 1% gains. A gain's a gain. Pick stocks that you're comfortable with your risk tolerance. Don't go trying to day trade if you have a very low risk tolerance. Don't try to say I'm going to make 100% gains on my portfolio every month. Because it's going to take a lot of risky stocks, and your risk factor is going to be really high. And back to after that, because I keep getting on tangents with this, but back to that, as to why black people don't invest. It's just simple. It's the culture of black families has just been so run down, and there's so many factors to it. And I'm not going to point any fingers, because it is partly black people's fault, and it's partly society's fault, and it's partly, it's just where you grow up. You just don't think you're going to do it. And when you're in a broken family, you don't have an example of how, mother and father should not only interact, but how they prepare a family for financial stumbles, preparing to send you to college, preparing to, car accident, get a bigger house or get a house, how they save, how they prepare for, the roof needs to be fixed. What are we going to do? We're saving money for the new driveway. We got a flat tire. Do we have AAA? Stuff like that. And unfortunately, and this happens with a lot of inner city families, they just don't see that. They just don't see that. What they see is the physical manifestation of money. So, if you're a multimillionaire and you drive a Toyota, and you're like Warren Buffett, you just drive the same car you've had for 20 years, and that's fine. You live in a modest house. They don't see you. They would never come up to you and say, well, what do you do? If you were a multimillionaire and you drove up in a Rolls Royce and had on designer clothes, and now they want to pay attention to you. And unfortunately, that's for most of society. They don't pay attention to you until, you got flashy things. And I'm not going to denounce anyone who's become very wealthy and has bought a Rolls Royce. A Rolls Royce is a very nice car. It is the epitome of having a car, and if you can afford it, treat yourself. Hey, you worked hard for it, and if that's what you want to buy, that's what you want to buy. Go ahead and buy it. I wouldn't lease it, but go ahead and buy it. But we got to switch out, and this is a call from a black man who is very successful at investing. I wouldn't say I'm the top tier best investor, but I'm successful enough to where I can do this for a living and enjoy myself and my life outside, even though I do a lot of hard work and research for now. But that's just my personal work ethic. I just want to help my clients and myself make as much money as possible. And I really wish other black people would get into investing. I really, really, really wish they would. Not casual investing, not just your 401k, but get into your personal investing. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have your 401k. Absolutely have your 401k. Absolutely have several savings accounts. You should always have 3 savings accounts. You should have 1 for just general savings, 2 for stuff you want, and 3 for, oh crap, this happened. Especially if you have a house, you should have $50,000-$60,000 saved for, oh crap, this happened. Kid's broken arm. What's that? It's like a $3,000 hospital bill, or tree falls on your roof, and it's going to take like 6 months for the insurance to give you money. Yeah, make sure you have money to fix that so you can get reimbursed. That way, your life doesn't have to be compromised, and you'll be a lot less stressful when you got tons of money in the bank, and you are well set for whatever financial catastrophe happens. I really wish black people thought like that, because they really don't. The average, I think it's 58% of black people don't even have a checking account, let alone a savings account. And of the rest, I think it's like 20, I think the statistics were like 28% have less than $1,000 in the bank. That sucks. 11% invest in 401ks. Because of Obamacare, 18% of black people in the United States have health care, which is another topic about, Republicans think, Obamacare was to help the lazy people. It's like, well, let me tell you, only 18% of the black population is on Obamacare. Black people don't believe in health insurance. I know this is a shock to some white people, some conservative white people, but black people do not believe in health care. They don't. And they don't believe in welfare and stuff. They believe in the quote unquote hustle. Trust me, if they could take all that ingenuity because I've never seen, like, in the hood, there's no money in the hood, but you see everybody has money. That's economically speaking, that's impossible. But they all do something. I've met a guy who lives in the urban areas, and him and his wife bake cakes, and they sell them. He has an actual business. They bake cakes and they run down they go down the the motor mile with all the dealerships, and they go in. He's got a car full of cakes, and they make about $600-700 a day. They charge you like $3 per slice, and they go out and they sell every day. They sell cakes every day. Monday, well, not every day, but I think it's like Monday through Saturday. They sell cakes. That's how they make their living. Now, to most middle class people, and I know I'm pointing a finger, but stereotypically most middle class white people, to them they perceive that they're living off of somebody. Well, when you have a business, you're technically living off the community anyway. So we all live off of each other. I don't know if anyone ever realizes this, but everybody lives off of each other. But anyway, I'm getting a little off topic here because that's also a political topic that pisses me off because this is not true. It's like some of the statistics that are quoted just not true. It's like absolutely not true. Like Social Security disappearing, it's absolutely not true. They collect $987 billion a year and pay out like 200 of it. It's going to disappear. Look, the reason why they want to put, because I think there's like $2.4 trillion in Social Security, something in that area. If you got to understand how people get paid in the markets. The reason why they want that out of the market and put into a hedge fund is because some greedy hedge fund guy knows 20% of 2.4, you get 2% of 2.4 trillion, you're already the richest man in the world. In 1 quarter, you're the richest man in the world. Then if you increase it by 20%, by a 10% gain off of $2.4 trillion, 10%, you made $240 billion. Guess what's going to happen? They get 20% of that $240 billion. They just skyrocketed past Warren Buffett. And then next year, they're going to be the richest person in the world. That was the whole reason why they wanted to put Social Security in the markets. It wasn't because it was safer. It wasn't because Social Security is emptying out. It was because someone was going to make a lot of money managing that money. That's the only reason why they wanted it in there. It's the only reason. They could care less about whether they lose money or make money. The fact that they just manage that money will make them the richest man in the world. That's why they wanted Social Security. And it's like rumors like that piss me off. But back to my topic, because this is a real personal topic. It's like when you look at the black family, it's like they're just not investing. And a lot of black families now are single parent families. So, and unfortunately, most are like that. And I see it every time I go to the mall. I see the vast differences of not only of how they approach things, but how they function in the world. And it's just a shame because, I mean, we all have it equal to some degree. We're all on an equal standing, and I can attest to this. I mean, people say, oh, well, you get an equal education as a black person. Let me just put this out there for the record. When my parents had to fight tooth and nail because the school, in order to get more money, the school wanted more black people and they wanted more special ed people. So they're going to put me in special ed, which I had no business being in special ed. And it was a shame because I'm very intelligent. I did very well on score and everything. I did tests were outstanding, but I wasn't allowed into the gifted and talented program. Not that that made any difference because they didn't really. When you look at it in the long run, those gifted and talented programs, you're not creating the next Einstein. There's no necessity for it other than it was just to give a couple extra people a $60,000 a year job. But they just wouldn't allow me in there. It's just kind of funny. I was if my mom and my dad didn't fight so hard because my mom's a black woman and she went to Princeton. My dad is a white man who went to MIT. There's no way that they produced that. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't, but the law of averages just says like the odds are their children are going to be intelligent, which I think we are relatively intelligent. I'm not saying we're the brightest people out there, but we're not dumb and we're not doing stupid stuff. But I mean, when you have to fight that type of environment, and a lot of people give up. 99% of people don't fight; they will give up. Why? It's easier to give up than it is to fight for what you believe in. So I mean, that's how black people come in to the educational system. They come in a step down. So now they're not even focused. Those programs don't even focus on anything. Because especially when you're put into special ed, they don't focus on anything. You're 5 years behind everybody, and so now you got hundreds of black children who are now 5 years behind. It's like, oh, how are you 5 years behind? So now that you're 5 years behind, your mentality is already 5 years behind. So someone who went through proper education, just the standard regular education system, even though they'll make mistakes, most of us in the early 20s will make some financial mistakes, to spend too much on credit cards, bought a car we shouldn't have bought, done some stupid stuff. But at that point, you're already thinking of, when you graduate, you're already picking a job that says, well, I need a 401k, I need this. You're already thinking about your future. You're already planning on buying your house. You already got some of your steps down. For black people, when they get out at the college level, a lot of them are really at a middle school education, which is a shame. Because they're set back in all those programs, because the programs are designed, the more black people and the more special ed people you get, the more money you get from the federal government and the states. So, and it is a business decision. If you're a principal and you need more money to pay your teachers, what are you going to do? Get more black people and get more special ed people. And you can satisfy both by putting black people into special ed. It's just a business decision. It's not being racist, it's just a business decision. You shouldn't send grants based on race and intelligence levels of children. You should send every school the same amount of money to grow all students the same. But that's just how our society is. And all that affects on how they perceive investing, which is a shame because black people don't have anything to their name. And by the time they realize they should have done it, it's too late. And they're not to say there are white people that are in the same boat. There are Asian people. There's Indian people. There's all types of people who decide I'm going to try to do something now, and no, it's too late. You're going to have to keep working. And unfortunately, black people don't take into account, future aspects of things. They never have health care. And then they fall behind on these healthcare bills because, I witnessed a girl, she had a cyst in her hand, didn't have health care. What happened? She went in and she had to pay I think it was $1,500 for a little surgery to move a cyst in her wrist. I mean, it's like if you had health care, it could have been taken care of. You have a 401k, you should invest in it. It took her 5 years to finally get a job with a 401k, and took 2 years to start investing in it. She, after destroying herself, she finally realized I should start the process to save and invest money. And that's how typical black people are. They're into looking good, which is a shame because you have a choice to make. You have a choice. You always have a choice. You can be a successful entrepreneur and work 20 hours a day and become the next Jeff Bezos or next Mark Zuckerberg or the next billionaire. But I'm gonna tell you, you're not gonna look good. Yeah, have you seen let's just take Mark Zuckerberg. Have you seen his pictures when he was really building Facebook? He was just a skinny little kid. What does he look like now? He looks like he's working out and getting buff. Yeah. So you have to make a sacrifice in your life. You have to build what you want to build because you can always get in shape. Trust me, you can always get in shape. Once you've got a lot of money and got a lot of time, it's going to take you 6 months to get in shape. I know that because I'm pretty heavy. So and it's like I'm not even saying anything bad. It's just saying that's my choice. And I don't have ice cream. It's like I don't have any of the ice cream and stuff in the house. I just, because I'm trading, I'm sitting in a chair watching the news and doing all that stuff. So I decided I'm gonna make a lot of money first. Get the house I want, get the car I want, get my life set up so I don't have to worry, and when I'll start to slow down, I'll start to lose weight and travel and do the things I wanted to do. I'm not saying you absolutely should lose weight and be healthy because there's no point in making money and then dying from obesity and anything. And I'm one to say I really should go out there and exercise, but I'm trying not to be as stressed. I'm trying not to get myself that heavy, but that's a side point. Keep getting off topic. But the point is, I really wish the demographics would change because these demographics they should be split 50-50. I should have 50% men and 50% female. And I'm looking at my demographics of 1,000 viewers, and 96% of them are male and 4% are female, and it just goes to show you how the mentality for the sexes are different, let alone the races. I just wish people would change this tactic and learn that we all have to start investing, but have some money that someone else manages for you, and have money that you manage yourself. I guess what I want to try to say with this whole video is, don't be afraid of investing. Don't be afraid that you can't do it. And if you can't do it, don't be afraid to ask. Man or woman, gay or straight, black, white, purple, orange, yellow, whatever race you are, whatever ethnicity you are, whatever species you are, I don't even care. If you're an alien, come down and talk, and we'll learn how to invest. Don't be afraid. Because when you're afraid, you fear something ignorantly. And so you make decisions that based on non-truthful facts. And for minorities, you don't have to be a white person. And for women, you don't have to be a white man. You don't have to be a man to invest. You can invest too. You see it all the time. Everybody should be investing. Everybody should be preparing for your future. Whether you're single or married or engaged or just in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, you should be thinking about your future. Especially when you're single. Because you never know what could happen. You could have a child with the wrong person. That's going to skew your whole financial game up. You think, oh, well, it's like, I think I can take care of it. No, there's a lot of stuff to take care of. You got prenatal appointments. You got the hospital bill. You got the labor room. Then you got all the pediatrician visits after that. Shots. You don't have insurance, so shots are $100 a pop. Per shot. It's like, oh my God. The prenatal visits sometimes are $300 for a good doctor and up. It's just insane. It is just insane. And that's why I said you should have to prepare for that. Especially if you're a young couple and you're starting to have kids. You have to prepare for the future. Even if you don't plan on having kids. Just have money aside just in case. Just in case one comes along. just in case, kids happen. It's go. If you're married and you're out there and you're having sex, kids bound to happen. The whole point of sex. So prepare for it financially. Are you ready for a house? Can you have a kid in your condo? Is this enough room? It's like all that stuff. There's just so much money that you just gotta do. You gotta childproof the whole house. You gotta get rubber bumpers for corners of furniture. You gotta get those little outlet plugs to prevent them from playing with the outlets. Good Lord is what that is. It's good Lord. And it's just a shame because I do have to say white families prepare better for a child coming into the world than minority families. And I wish that they would just remove the veil of the black veil blocking them from understanding how to be financially successful. It's like, just get out there and just do it. Just ask questions. Just like Shia Buff said, just do it. Just go out there and do it. What's the worst? You're going to fall flat on your face. It's just going to happen. What I hope people do is, after watching this video, is when you fall, you get up and you ask the person next to you who didn't fall, what did you do differently that caused you not to fall? Don't be afraid to ask. And for people that are successful, please share your success. Don't give them tidbits. Share as much success as you possibly can. I mean, you can't share the exact reason why you chose a stock, because everybody chooses a stock for different reasons. And a lot of times, some of them are just incommunicable. You just can't tell someone. It's like, I just chose it because I had this gut feeling. And a lot of us trade like that. But what I hope to see is more women getting involved in trading and getting involved in the forums. And I hope more minorities start contacting me, because I have to be honest. Most of the people that I'm talking to and asking me for advice are young white men. I wish I had more black men talking about it, saying, hey, Simply Investing, what are you doing? How are you up this much? What stocks are you picking? It's like I'm getting picked left and right. I get flooded with messages all day, and all I can say is keep those messages coming. I just wish more women would communicate their questions, and more minorities would communicate their questions, because we all have questions. I have questions. When I have questions, I go to my peers and say, hey, what are we doing? What are you doing? Why are you successful? When I first started investing, I sucked. I was down like 30% my first time trading on my own. I was like, oh, good Lord. I learned I was investing in stuff I shouldn't have been investing in. I was trying to get rich quick. And what I've learned is this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is a tried, true, and steady focus. And I hope I can get more black men like myself. I hope I can get more women out there. I hope I can get more Asian and Indian people. I hope I can get more white men and women to just come into the forums and communicate. And you're going to be surprised. All of you know about the same. That's what's going to surprise you guys, is all of you guys are on the same level. And all of you guys can invest. And all of you guys have the potential to invest really well. With that said, I want to thank you guys for all the support. Thank you guys for the questions. Thanks for everything. I know this video was more like a rant on my part, but I had to get it out of my system to make myself feel better. But I really do want more minorities talking and communicating on this. And I really do want more women involved in investing. I want more of this. I want this to be a true mixing pot, Not to say I'm not tired of all you young white guys, commenting. If I'm happy to help everybody, no matter what their sex, nationality, sexual orientation. I don't care, because your future is very important, and I'm just trying to help you with the future and trying to help you avoid the same mistakes I have. Because believe me, if you think you're making a mistake, trust me, I've made 10 times worse, and I've lost a lot more money than some people. I mean, one guy lost $144, was thinking about giving up on investing, and I told him that I think in one trade, I lost $192,000. Yeah. And matter of fact, I can't even sell the stock, so it sits in my portfolio there to remind me, don't make stupid trades. It sits there. It's on the OTC. I can't trade that stock. I can't even get the shares to get them to use for toilet paper. They're less than a cent now. I lost a ton of money on it. But that reminds me, that $198,000 sits there and reminds me to stay focused. Don't lose my emotions. Stay in control. Stay on the strategic path. Respect the process. So, and I want to also tell you, the website is up, the forum is up. I do have it set as a member page so that you can log in the forum. It does not cost you anything. Just log in for the members page, because that's kind of how I got the forum for free. You know, you gotta log into the creator of the forum for that stuff. But anyway, log in and you can go ahead and communicate your everything that you need to communicate. It's there for you. And I'll hop on and try to answer as many questions. You know, like the Facebook page, comment, much appreciated. Thank you guys. On the bot, follow me on Twitter, and you know, like and subscribe to my channel. Let's get it out there. And when you guys go to the website, you'll see a donate sector. You can donate because the site does cost a lot of money, and I hopefully would like to step away from managing the site so that it gets taken care of by you guys, and I can just come on and answer questions. But also, I'm going to be hosting a poll on, because I'm going to take half those donations, and we're going to set a poll to see which charity do you want to give that to. Children's cancer research, children's hospitals, was it the LG, I would like to invest to the poor people committing suicide, helplines with transgenders, but you know, whether lesbian, gay alliance, whatever you guys want to invest in, Boys and Girls Club, scholarships, don't care. I'm gonna put that poll on the website soon, see where you guys want to go with it, because it is your money. Let's put it wherever you guys want to go, but keep in mind it will go to the majority, but every month it's going to go to someplace different. So if it goes to children's hospitals one month, that option is not going to come up on the next month's poll. But it will come up a couple months down the road again, just to be fair, okay? So thanks, guys, for your support. Love you guys. Good luck with investing. Remember to respect the process. Have fun. Oh, forgot to say, stay focused on power. Stay focused on power. It's going to rise. And I'm looking at PPL because you get over $4 a share on dividends, so you're going to make your money. You're going to hedge your bets in other industries with it. That said, thanks guys. See you later tonight.